Hi, we will explore Michael Porter's five forces, a powerful tools to analyze industry competition. Let's break down how this force shapes strategies and market dynamics. First, competitive rivalry. How intense is the battle among existing players? Think of industry like smartphones or airlines, where price wars, innovative race, and marketing blitz define survival. High rivalries squeeze profit and demand differentiation. Next, threat of new entrant. Can startup easily enter the market? Low barriers like minimal regulation and cheap technology invite disruptors. For example, streaming platform disrupt TV network. High barriers like patent or high capital protect incumbents. Third, supplier power. Do supplier control price, quality? If we rely on a few specialized suppliers like raw material for tech, they hold leverage, but with many suppliers, company regain control. Fourth, buyer power. Can customer demand lower price or better quality? In market with few buyers, like defense contractor, clients dictate them. But in crowded market like retail, buyer have less weight. Finally, threat of substitute. Could alternatives steal the customer? Streaming replace cable. Land-based meat challenge livestock. The easier it is to switch, the higher the threat. By analyzing this force, companies spot risks and opportunities. Will rival undercut you? Are substitutes looming? We use this framework to build defense innovative or collaborate strategically. Remember, in business, foresight is power. Thank you.
Good evening, my dear lecturer and everyone. My name is JAYMEETHA. Today I'm going to talk about analysis the video content. To understanding the Porter's five forces, Michael Porter identified five key forces that determine the competitive dynamic within any industry. First of all, threat of new interest. How easily can new competitors enter the market? Supplier power. How much influence do suppliers have over pricing the terms? Buyer power. Do customers have strong leverage to demand better prices for service? Trade of substitutes. Are there alternative products that could replace what the industry offers? Lastly, industry rebellious. How instant is competition among existing players? Each of these forces influence market structure and profitability, inquiring strategic responses from business. Let's take airline industry as an example. While it operates in large global market, productivity remains a challenge. Why? High industry rivalry. Numerous airlines compete aggressively, driving prices down. Strong buyer power. Consumers have effective choices and price comparison tools, reducing airlines pricing control. Limited pricing flexibility. Full cost airport fee, and regulatory constraints restrict airlines' ability to adjust prices freely. Despite these challenges, airlines like Emirates have built competitive advantage through customer loyalty, strategic hubs, and operational effectively. Understanding these forces allows business to move beyond short-term competition and focus on long-term strategy. Companies can strengthen customer loyalty to reduce price sensitivity, create barriers to entry such as strong brand identify or exclusive partnership, develop unique value proportions to differentiate from the competitors. Applying Foster's five forces give firms a clear roadmap to enhance their market position strategically. To sum up, industry profitability is shaped by more than direct competition. It depends on structural forces that business must navigate effectively. By Porter's five forces model, companies can refine their strategies, sustain competitive advantage, and drive long-term success. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Okay, I'm Amda. So as my friend explained everything earlier about the Michael Porter's forces. So these forces can apply in real world companies. So for example, we have choose the Malaysia Airlines. So I will explain the three forces, Michael Porter's forces, which apply to the Malaysia Airlines. So the first will be supplier power, second will be buyer power, and then the third will be the industry rivalry. So let's explain more. Okay, so the first force in real world company will be the supply power. For the Malaysia Airlines will be supply power, which is high because they rely heavily on few suppliers like Boeing and Airbus. For example, they ordered 30 new planes in March, but because of the global shortage and delay, so it become hard for the airline to expand their smooth operation. Buyer Second is buyer power. Buyer power is also high in Malaysia Airlines. So customer can easily compare airline prices online, but budget airlines like AirAsia offer cheaper fares and growing fast, it become harder for the Malaysia Airlines. For example, in June 2025, this month, AirAsia launched a direct flight from Darwin to Kuala Lumpur. This forced Malaysian Airlines to keep price competitive and improve its service. Okay. Last but not least, our industry rivalry in the airlines also very strong. Malaysia Airlines compete with both premium and budget airlines. So in November 2025, in upcoming, so they will plan to restart their route to Brisbane to Kuala Lumpur to attract more tourists and boost their trades. However, competitors like AirAsia continue to grow and offer cheaper options, keeping the competition too high. So finally, all these forces have to shape its decision, like improve their routes and offer lower prices. So Porter 5 Force help us to understand challenges they need to overcome and stay competitive in this market to expand their market.
Good evening, my name is JAYMEETHA. I'm going to explain about strengths of Potter's 5 forces. One is organized and practical, provides unethical and transparent approach to evaluating industry competition and profitability variables. Second is an all-inclusive industry perspective. For a comprehensive industry mapping, Reddit.com examines all 5 forces: rivalry, new competitors, substitutes, suppliers, and buyer power. Third one is business can identify important pressures to counter, take advantage of lessen through resource allocation and positioning at of strategy clarity. The last one is versatility in different sectors, broadly applicable from tech, e-commerce, and digital services to conventional manufacturing and retail. Next is limitation in modern context. First is static picture. Focus on a single point in time and could overlook quick development like globalization, tech disruption, or changes in regulation. Second is disregards firm-specific advantages. Ignores a company distinctive qualities such as its culture, innovation, brand, or exclusive technologies. Third is ignorant of network effects and ecosystem. Ignorant the dynamics of platform and multifaceted networks such as Facebook and Uber, where value rises with user adoption. Fourth one is macro and non-market forces are not included. Ignores other significant factors like laws, environmental movement, changes in geopolitics, and social responsibility. Last one is assumes independent and reasonable actors, ignores cognitive biases in decision making and interfirm collaboration. The final one, does Potter's 5 forces fully capture modern competition? No, not entirely. It provides a helpful organized overview of forces at the industry level such as competition, suppliers, buyers, alternatives, and newcomers. However, it is statistic intended to record a single instant in time rather than chronic changes like globalization, fast tech, or platform models. It leaves out important contemporary dynamics including ecosystem, complementers, also known as the sixth force, network effects, and firm specification strength. Additionally, it disregards non-market factors like law, ESG, and geopolitics as well as internal skills. Thank you.